What's up, everybody? July is here and it's time to talk our 5 favorite fisheries to you go target right now. So let's dive right into it at number 5 with resident coho fishing. If you have never done this, guys, this is one of the best eating fish of the season and they're everywhere. Locally, down in Seattle area of Puget Sound, you're gonna find between the Area 10 section Between the Area 10 section of water, you're going to find these fish spread out all throughout the water column, but typically in the top 100 feet of water, you're going to find these fish on the bite. So this is a lot of fun on lighter gear to go get some really tasty fish, upwards of 4 or 5 pounds before they start really putting on the feed bag before the end of the summer happens. But it's a fishery that goes in June all the way through, peaking I really think right now in July, and really having some great success into the next part of the fall.
The beautiful thing about resident coho is a ton of different gear works for them, from spoons to spinners, squid skirts, all behind dodgers and flashers. Those are going to get you in on the fish. You just got to find them and stay on them. But such a fun fishery because there's so much gear that works and works so well. I absolutely love fishing for these guys.
That's number 5. My number 4, head to the coast, go get a charter and have some phenomenal salmon fishing in one of the best areas in the entire Washington area. Let me tell you, this is going to be a salmon season to remember out there, and you guys want to be a part of it. King salmon and coho salmon, and then later in the year we're going to have a lot of pink salmon around, but right now you got the kings and silvers. This is a perfect time to be out of Westport, to book a charter, Nia Bay. You have a lot of great opportunities with some open fisheries to really go chase after, and myself, we are definitely booking one of those here later in the month. So definitely I'll have an update on you for that. But the way you get about it for those charter fishing for salmon, it's mooching show. Herring and a sinker, slowly reeling, and you can watch those fish chase, and it is an absolute blast, and some monster fish as well. So that's my number 4, getting on the coast for some monster salmon with a charter boat. My number 3, sockeye. We have an awesome opportunity in our state for multiple fisheries between rivers like the Columbia and some of our stuff locally like the Skagit River, but then you have lakes where those sockeye are destined to for spawning. Baker Lake, if we're ever lucky again, Lake Washington, but then you have Lake Wenatchee and some of the other upper Columbia fisheries. But sockeye is one of the opportunities right now. The fish are coming in. It's the peak time right here in July when you get a lot of really nice bright fish coming through. So I'm checking out the river before they open up the lake, and then I'm hitting the lake on that opener. Sockeye fishing is so fun. The typical standard gear, right? Your sockeye rods like you run, Velocity sockeye rods, your Kokanee Ninjas. None of that to be anything too fancy, right? And that's your typical dodger with the squid, maybe a smile blade in front, little sand shrimp where allowed. That's all you need. So sockeye fishing is my number 3, and that's for good reason, because they sure are one of the best eating fish we have in our. My number 2, oh boy, Chinook salmon, because these are one of my favorite things to chase after for their big size, hard fights, and we get a couple openers here in July to really get out and chase these fish. So I'm hitting the water Area 10, I'm hitting the water Area 9, I'm hitting the water up in Tulalip Bubble when these fisheries are open, and I'm chasing after some of these large fish, because this is going to be a season where we really see some awesome fishing and hopefully lasts a little bit longer than the typical week or so. But there's going to be some good fish to be had, an awesome opportunity to get on a boat and chase them. But Chinook doesn't have to be just boat anglers. So keep this in mind. You shore guys have an awesome chance as well from the piers in Washington State. You also have a chance off the shore where the areas are open during that time for those openers. You can have a great opportunity fishing buzz bombs, wiki lures, jigs, darts, a lot of different stuff like that off those areas, and get your Chinook as well. So don't think that bank guys are left out in the Puget Sound. They are not. And my number 1, the big kahuna, is gotta be crabbing. July 1st opens up crabbing here in our state, and let me tell you, obviously for good reason, one of the best things that we have, because that fishery goes throughout the entire summer, has an amazing opportunity for Dungeness crab and red rock crab, and you can go out with the family, bring a couple rods, catch some flounder while you wait for your pots to soak, and you guys can have an absolute blast chasing these fish. Crabbing is my number one because you only get this open opportunity before it closes, and you have to wait till the winter time. So this is the time to get out in July. It's beautiful weather like we have today, and it's time for you to go enjoy with your family, especially when you have 5 crabs apiece. You guys can go out and you guys can absolutely fill your coolers full of some amazing seafood, and that you don't have to pay for at the store. So for me, that's my number one. I want to hear from you guys. What are your top 5 fisheries in Washington State in July? I want to know below. If you guys like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you really want to see some fishing action out on Puget Sound, check out this video right here, and we'll catch you next time. Fish on!